Level 1, the intern. You're 21, political science major at a state school in Ohio. You applied to 14 congressional offices. One wrote back. You're in Washington, D.C. for the summer, splitting a one bedroom with three other interns. You're sleeping on an air mattress that loses air every single night. You wake up on the floor more mornings than not. You're not getting paid. Technically, you're getting $200 a week, but in DC, that's a rounding error. Your job is constituent mail. People write in from back home furious about their Medicare, furious about a road, furious about something a pundit said on cable news at 11 p.m. You write the same form response 40 times a day with a signature that isn't even a signature, auto generated, pre approved. You also get coffee. You make copies. You stand outside in August humidity holding a sign at a fundraiser you're not allowed inside. The actual staffers walk past you in the hallway without breaking stride. You are not a person to them yet. You are a function, but you're watching. You notice which lobbyists get waved through the front and which ones cool their heels in the waiting area. You notice which staffers actually brief the congressman and which ones just carry folders and look busy. You're learning a city inside the city, a language nobody teaches in a classroom. At the end of summer, you get a handshake and a letter of recommendation on official letterhead. You fly back to Ohio. You tell people it was incredible. Part of you means it completely. Part of you is already planning to come back and do it for real. Level 2, the junior staffer. You graduated. You packed everything into a Honda Civic and drove back to DC, and this time you're staying. Real bed, house share in Capitol Hill with four roommates who all work in politics and all talk about politics at dinner and all check their phones at 2 a.m. for political news. You got hired as a staff assistant in a mid level senator's office, $38,000 a year. You've done the math. The math doesn't work. You do it anyway. Your job is the front office, phones, visitors, scheduling Capitol tours for constituents who fly in from back home with their kids. You know the senator's calendar better than his senior staff because you're the one who lives inside the scheduling system they never bothered to properly learn. You're in at 7:30 every morning. You leave at 8 most nights. You eat lunch at your desk. You've lived 6 blocks from the National Mall for 8 months, and you have not once walked through it on a weekday. The work underneath, the grunt work, is genuinely interesting. You sit in on hearings. You read actual legislation. You draft correspondence that requires you to understand policy well enough to explain it to someone's grandmother in 2 paragraphs. You're 23 years old and you can walk someone through the budget reconciliation process step by step, but you have $52,000 in student debt and no savings account worth mentioning, and the senator called you by the wrong name in the hallway yesterday. You corrected him. He nodded. He kept walking. You're laying a foundation. You just can't see yet what it's holding up. Level 3, the legislative correspondent. 2 years in and you got bumped up. Small raise, $47,000. Your title is legislative correspondent, which means you research policy and write the senator's official positions on the issues constituents raise. Healthcare, immigration, defense, trade, tax code. You have to know enough about all of it to write something credible. And you do because you've been doing it so long the knowledge just lives in you now. You know the Farm Bill in embarrassing detail. You know the VA appeals process better than most veterans advocates. Then something happens. A bill moves through that would directly benefit a major donor's industry. The senator's position on it quietly shifts. No memo, no explanation, no meeting where someone draws you a diagram. You just notice the change and you write the new letters with the new framing and you tell yourself this is what governing actually looks like. Compromise, pragmatism, the art of the possible. A lobbyist takes you to lunch at a nice restaurant near the hill. This is routine, legal. He's smart and personable, and he understands the specific regulatory question he's working on better than almost anyone in the building. He makes his case. You write a summary memo for the legislative director. You are certain you haven't been moved by it. You might be wrong about that. You go home and read about some senator from the 1960s who seemed constitutionally incapable of caring what anyone thought.